Welcome in, everyone. Today's explainer dives into a really deeply moving narrative from a text called The Divine Relief of Sincere Repentance. We're going to unpack a truly transformative journey, one that takes us from the absolute depths of despair all the way to profound divine relief. And it's all through the framework of sincere repentance. So whether you're totally familiar with this tradition or hearing about it for the literal first time, this narrative offers a fascinating look at how a simple spiritual practice is used to overcome some seriously overwhelming worldly burdens. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Weight of Hardship. Overwhelmed by Problems. The source material actually kicks off not with intense theology, but with the raw, everyday human condition. Seriously, what happens when your heart is heavy and completely hopeless? I want you to ask yourself that directly. Really try to step into the shoes of the man in our source text. Imagine carrying an emotional load so heavy, so unbearable, that you just can't see a way forward. The text uses this emotional baseline to make the upcoming transformation hit that much harder, asking us to connect with that helpless feeling before offering a way out.
So our source introduces a man facing this absolutely crushing trio of struggles. First up, a failing business. That represents a total collapse of worldly stability and financial security, right? Second, a heavy hurt, which is that internal emotional toll you pay when things fall apart. And third, utter hopelessness, that dork psychological state where the future just looks completely bleak. Take a second and imagine the visceral reality of watching everything you poured your blood, sweat, and tears into just slip away. It's like a giant weight on your chest. The text paints a vivid picture of a guy who thinks all hope is gone, totally trapped by his circumstances.
Section 2. The Wisdom of Repentance. Sincere Advice.
Now, just as this man hits rock bottom, an elderly Muslim mentor steps into his life with some incredibly weighty advice. He tells him, never stop saying Astaghfirullah. Ask Allah for forgiveness with sincerity. Notice the precision there. The really crucial instruction embedded here is that this act has to be done with genuine sincerity. It's not just lip service. The actual state of the heart matters just as much as the words being spoken. And hey, for those who might be new to the term, let's define it exactly as the source does. Astaghfirullah translates to asking Allah for forgiveness with sincerity. In the context of the elder's advice, this isn't just laid out as a standard religious ritual. No, it's presented as the ultimate spiritual solution to the man's very real, very heavy worldly problems. The text is basically drawing a direct, unbreakable line between seeking forgiveness and actually finding relief from everyday distress.
Section 3. The Journey to Peace. Daily Practice.
Here's where the narrative shifts gears into an active state of spiritual work. Let's break it down. Step 1. The man is totally overwhelmed. Step 2. He hears the advice to say Astaghfirullah. And Step 3. He doesn't just nod and forget it. He makes a massive, energetic commitment to practice this sincerely every single day. By mapping it out like this, the source highlights how consistent, simple repetition became his actual bridge out of despair. You know, it wasn't some overnight magic trick. It was a dedicated daily practice that slowly but surely began to shift his entire reality.
Section 4. The Divine Relief. Blessings and Mercy.
Because he stuck with it, the man experiences an unbelievable transformation. He goes from this brutal starting point, failing business, hopeless outlook, heavy heart, to an entirely new reality. We're talking a peaceful heart, new doors suddenly swinging open, and hope flooding back in. The sheer magnitude of this shift from where he started to where he ended up is the core focal point of the text. And what's super interesting is that the internal peace actually comes before the external problems are even solved.
The text gets specific, listing these life-altering outcomes of his repentance. His worries decrease, his hope returns, his heart finds genuine, lasting peace. And crucially, new doors open up for him, meaning fresh opportunities and solutions to his real-world problems just start presenting themselves. According to the source, these profound life changes naturally led him to a state of immense gratitude, constantly thanking Allah for his endless mercy.
Section 5. The Quranic Promise. Divine Guarantee.
Now, the source doesn't just leave this as a neat little standalone story. It anchors the man's experience to a scriptural truth, quoting Surah Nuh, chapter 71, verse 10. Ask forgiveness of your Lord. Indeed, he is ever forgiving. By bringing this in, the text perfectly grounds his personal journey in what it presents as the ultimate divine guarantee. Basically, it tells us that his relief wasn't just a fluke or some lucky coincidence. It was the direct, promised result of that scriptural guarantee.
Section 6. The Ultimate Mercy. Endless Forgiveness.
So pulling it all together, the core takeaway of today's explainer is this. Allah's mercy is presented as vastly greater than every sin and every worry you could possibly carry.
The narrator really hammers this home to reiterate that seeking forgiveness brings undeniable peace and blessings. The foundational message here is that you should absolutely never underestimate the power of sincere repentance, no matter how dire or chaotic your worldly circumstances might seem. I want to wrap up this explainer by challenging you with a final, provocative thought straight from the source's framing. Ask yourself right now, are your worries truly greater than endless divine mercy? It's such a powerful question, isn't it? It completely shifts the spotlight from the crushing weight of the problem to the sheer vastness of the solution. I'll leave you to chew on that and to think about how sincerity, daily practice, and the power of saying Astaghfirullah play out in this fascinating narrative. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, keep seeking knowledge.